Welcome back to Buckle Up Garage. Thanks for tuning in. So what do you do when the intro that you shot in Florida at the 2026 Kissimmee Mecum auction isn't usable once you're back home and you're starting to edit things? You reshoot once you get home and it's 4 degrees and it snowed. And it really makes the 50 degrees that it was down there, well, 50 and windy, not seem so bad. I guess sometimes you got to suffer for it. So thanks again for tuning in. Check it out. I hope you like it. Stay warm. We're starting riding on the trolley early because we're old, and this is a huge auction. There's a ton of cars here. It's grown unbelievably since I first came here in 2019. And what? Yeah, we got a waving stuff. Food court, going by the food court. This is going to get us to the other side. We're going to get to the farther side and work our way back, or until our backs and hips give out. So let's see what we see. Found a really nice, I'm going to say a little better than a driver 72 Roadrunner. It's not 100% concourse. You know, I'm not going to nitpick because, you know, this is way nicer than anything that I'm going to have. But it is a real RM23, so it is a 72 Roadrunner. It's got board stroked big block in it, 451. It is an air grabber car. It's got, and I don't know what the code is for the stripe package, but it's a pretty rare stripe package. They didn't call it out by code on the placard on it, so I'm guessing it was added. But got a going on it. It's everything you would like a 72 Roadrunner to be. I don't know how much of it was born with, but probably the big detail on this one, it is a sunroof car. So regardless of, you know, what level you would call this car, being a real sunroof car, there's some value sitting here. And my all-time favorite thing, my heart goes to the 71s, but the grill in the 72, 1 year only, unobtainium original grills, extremely expensive if you find them, but these have got the greatest nose emblem. That's just cool. Hey, never really been a fan of the Avante body style, but when you see this, you got to check it out. This is a 63 Avante Custom. This thing holds, it's a 289 Avante motor, and it holds a land speed record, 223.238 miles an hour. Look at that. How cool is that? It's pretty obviously, I believe it's turbocharged, got the out pipe coming out through the front, and the wind is just brutal here today. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the style, but this is, you can't take anything away from this thing and the badass level that it's got. 223 plus. Chute on the back, custom deck spoiler. Yeah. It's where all the business takes place. Yeah. Cool. Just one more thing that you probably never see anywhere else in my life. I was a little surprised to find these out in the field here. It's kind of wet already. We've got what's the textbook Roadrunner package 68. The market basement 383, bench seat, column shift. We always talk about it. It's like the muscle car that was basically a taxi cab with a big motor. This is the formula that these cars are supposed to be. But this one is a real 68. Come on down, 68. They had the Warner Brothers Roadrunner on it, but it wasn't in color that year. It's kind of the early stages when this took off and they sold a bunch of them, and Warner Brothers was a little bit more on board and agreeable to it. In '69, which we'll get to next to this thing, they were color, full color. This one's tuxedo black. I'm gonna guess it probably did not come with the Magnum 500 wheels. It was probably steel wheels and the dog dish hubcaps, because this does look like a very basic, kind of more low-end Roadrunner or entry-level Roadrunner. Again, you can tell 68 by the side marker lights around. It looks like somebody put maybe a GTX applique in the back here, because I do not believe that the Roadrunners came with that. And again, you know, with that emblem, that's not original 68. I think this weird kind of bumper guard thing is original. It's on the side. It's a very nice looking car. And then next to it, we have another. This is a 69 Roadrunner. It is a real A12 446 barrel liftoff hood. Essentially, this is a street racer drag package car. Again, this one is black and beautifully done. I'm kind of shocked that it's out here in the field in the rain. We come down this one, as you can see. It's got the 69 square side marker lights. They did come from the factory with the steel wheels because they understood whoever was buying these things, it was going to be a race car. They were going to put some kind of probably Krieger SS's on it with drag radials back then, but slicks, some sort of a drag slick. Look interior. It's actually got a floor console, which, you know, it's got some options to it. Here we go again. 69. They were changed the emblem to something in full color, and here we've got the liftoff fiberglass hood with the 446 barrel. Kind of look. You can see the air cleaner in there. It just pulled air in, pulled it in. 4 pins. There are no hood hinges. Like I said, lift-off fiberglass. And again, this one's really, really well done. You know, black hides no flaws. And this thing actually looks like it's pretty straight. Right, found a really cool 63 Dodge Polara. All right, look at this. Let's just kind of do a walk around real quick. It's got the mandatory torque thrust style wheels on it that look fantastic on everything. Got the twin scoop max wedge style hood scoop on it. The so ugly it is cool front end on the 63s. Check that out. Beautiful red paint. Let's come back around here. Tack on the dash. Yeah, it's not a real max wedge car or anything, but it is a 440. It is everything that you would love to have in a regular driver. It is manual trans. I try and get the shadows right so you can see in there. No console, but it's got the 4-speed shifter. Really nice red. I'm gonna guess vinyl interior, but really pretty post car. And anybody that's watched any of my stuff knows I love a post body. Very cool. And right next to it, what year does it say this one is, this Volvo? 63. 63?
73.
73 Volvo station wagon. I know very little about Volvos and Volvo station wagons, but this thing is, the styling on this is pretty neat. Pretty neat. I'm going to call it British green. I don't know if that's what they called it because it's a Volvo from Sweden, so I'm sure maybe it's Sweden. Turn this way because the wind is pretty high today. Go back around the other side. We got really nice lines. This is a very sporty looking station wagon. Very nice. Very nice. I am not a big fan of convertibles, but I am a fan of the 1969 and 70 Cadillac body style. One of the first cars I had as a punk kid was a 70 four-door Calais Cadillac. This is a DeVille. I usually have a hard time with modern wheels on old cars, but those look pretty cool on this thing. That's a lot of car. That is a lot of car. Get some nice pipes coming out the bottom here. '69, I believe this would be a 472. I don't think the 500 came around till '71. Get a look on the inside. It's very nice. It's very original interior. Sweet. Doors shut nice. I like the gold, light gold color, surprisingly. But yeah, like I said, I've definitely got a soft spot for '69 and '70 Cadillacs. Okay, we stumbled across a, gotcha guys, 59 Eldorado Chrome. This has got a modern 6.2 LS out of a modern Cadillac. Not turboed or anything, I don't believe, but it's updated. Drivability, gas mileage. There can be gas mileage or something like this. I'm not real familiar with the Cadillacs, but the first thing that we noticed that I never saw before, you see it in the Lincolns, but this thing has got suicide doors in the back. Check that out. That is something I have never seen before in a Cadillac. Really nicely done interior. Get kind of close on this. Stainless steel roof. Stainless steel. Come on around back. Some really nice body accents. These are kind of like Vlad the Impaler wings on the back. Imagine like walking through your garage back in the late 50s and stumbling and falling and laying into this. Would definitely leave a mark. Oh, check it out. Gas door. Very cool. Reverse lights. Quad, not tail lights, reverse lights. Quad, reverse. All important. Let's go around to the front. Booby. All right, here we have a 1968 Chevelle SS 396. What drew my attention to this one is how original it is, paint-wise. It's just got a really, I'm not even going to call it patina. It's not sunburned, it's just aged. You get kind of a close look at this. I mean, you can see it. That's original paint. You come on down around. Vinyl top car. It is an automatic. It does have the twin bulge hood on it on this side. This is really neat. I really don't know a lot about Chevelles, but I do like the body style, always have. Oh, it's got a battle scar down the fender. Check that out. Oh, I love that's history on this car right there. I'll open her up. Get the horseshoe shifter console. I'm gonna guess the interior maybe was redone because it is really nice. Maybe it's original. Oh, listen to that door again. There is something about the sound. Let me try it again. A little bit of force. Oh. If you know, you know. If you live through that era, there's something about the sound of that. A door that shuts right, that's hung right. And you know it probably hasn't been messed with at all. Let's see what the miles are in this. No, you can't really see in there, but let me... Oh, it's too dark in here. I can't see the miles. Oh, that door too. I'm kind of geeking out on this. For a self-proclaimed Mopar guy, I am geeking out on this car. Let's see what the miles are. It's got to. 20,000 original miles. 20,000. I don't even know how that happens. How do you only drive that car for 20,000 miles? And honest driven. Here, check this out. I didn't notice this. Look at the binger. Binger in the tip of the fender. Oh, man. What a car. What a car. Well, we got another one that I've always been kind of a closet fan on. Anybody that's known me for a while does know I did have a thing for Lincolns for a while. I had a few like mid-90s town cars and things, but this is a 69 Lincoln Continental. I've always really liked the body style. And I was just telling Mikey, you always see them like this, restored or, original. But I think this body style would really lend itself well to doing like a hot rod. Maybe a little upgrade. They came with the 460. Nothing wrong with the 460. They're torquey truck motors. The whole idea was being able to move the heavy luxury cars effortlessly, which it did. But something like this with updated suspension, maybe a 5-liter Coyote in it. Leave the body pretty much stock because I think this thing's got really good lines. This is another one, the interior. And I did get in trouble for looking inside the 68 Chevelle that I did a video on. I didn't realize that the cars in the sold section, you got to keep your hands off them, so I will not be doing that anymore. But yeah, look at that. These are really good looking cars. I really don't care what you think. But like I said, it's got a muscular look to it. Sport luxury, maybe before the term sport luxury was a thing. So anybody out there that has one of these and you're thinking about what you want to do, my vote is some sort of a resto mod, street machine. Just kind of muscle it out a little bit. I think this would really lend itself well to that. Found a 1954 Kaiser Darien Custom. I will say this, ugly car. But the cool thing on these, and I'm not going to go too much farther to my right because it's kind of swampy. Maybe I can come around the other side. And again, this is in the sold section, so I can't really open her up. The doors on this don't hinge. They slide forward into the fender. Kind of a weirdo thing that I think you only found on these. Kind of set them apart. It is very much 50s style interior. Stick car, well done. Did notice cracked windshield. No harm there because where are you going to find another one? Can't imagine they're sitting at the Safe Light auto rack ready to go. It's a nice car. Kind of a weirdo, but very nice. Alright, found a 1959 DeSoto fire-swept convertible. Really good styling era for, let's just call it Mopar. So you had the Dodge, the Plymouth, the Chrysler, and DeSoto. If you ever look at like a 59 Coronet, which I will say is the meanest looking front end ever made, you can see the similarities in this DeSoto. Real clean lines, very much a 50s Finn car. And that was a big thing at that era, regardless of who the manufacturer was. This one has got the 350 in it. Now I don't know, I know of the 350 Mopar that was like a 1 year based on what turned into the 440, 426, 413, 361. I don't know if this is a DeSoto specific 350 or if it is that line of engine that just went across lines and was dropped in the Plymouths and the DeSotos. But yes, if you're not aware, the Dodge line did make a 350 cubic inch engine for 1 year. It became the 361. The 361 became the 383. Lodex. Actually, I might be crossing that up. I don't know if the 350 was architecture of the low deck or the the RB series that became the 426 and the 440. But yeah, this is a pretty car. Right? Nope. All right. Do I have to say, like, action? Action! It is well known that I am a huge fan of the 71 B-body Plymouth. I don't care, Satellite Sebring Plus, Roadrunner. I will own one of these someday. I don't know how or when, but there is a history for me with these cars. Memories from when I was a kid. My older brother had a 71 Satellite that was the first car that we ever built. Long story, maybe I'll post about that, but I love the 71, 72, 71 in particular. This is a Roadrunner. Well, actually, check that. Yes, it is a real Roadrunner, RM23, 383 car, black. Again, I got reprimanded for opening the doors on the sold cars. None of that. So looking in, I believe that is a blue interior, which is kind of a cool combination. I see a tach on the dash. I see a 4-speed shifter piston working there. It has got the entry-level 3-3 Roadrunner hood instead of the air grabber. So yeah, this was, again, entry-level. Still very cool. Got the spoilers on the bottom, the split spoilers. I will be honest, while the 71 will always be closest to my heart, the 72's got the cooler grill. It's got the Roadrunner head in the center. Again, another black car that's very straight. Looking car. Rally mirrors. Cool. Yeah. It's a lower option one. It doesn't have the gull wing. Doesn't have the air grabber hood. Yeah, these are very cool. Like I said, I will have, I don't care if it's a Satellite, probably would prefer to be a Satellite just because that's what my history goes back to. I don't care if you're a Chevy, Ford, import guy. Beautiful cars. Beautiful. This is probably the only one of these I'm ever going to see in my life. This is a 64 Shelby Daytona Coupe CSX 2630, 2630. It's a continuation car, which, if I remember the story correctly, there were the handful of these that were built in 64, ultra multi-million dollar cars now, and the Shelby organization had leftover VIN numbers from when they were built. They had to buy the VINs or register the VIN numbers to apply to the cars as they created them. And they had more VINs than they had vehicles that were built at that time. So years down the road, Shelby built some more. They're not, I don't believe, considered as valuable or significant as the original, let's say 5 or whatever they were. But this is about as legitimate as you're going to get without owning one of those 5. These are just beautiful cars. Beautiful cars. Here we have 2 examples of the 1970 Challenger TA, the 346-pack cars. These were Dodge's version of the Trans Am homologation cars. Plymouth did the AAR Barracudas that were also 346 barrel, the designation 6-pack in Dodge, 6 barrel in Plymouth. Body stripe, I'll get a look at the motor. And this one's got all the build sheets and documentation. It's a 4-speed car, vinyl top. And on the back side, oh, that's cool. This one's got window louvers. The spoiler was specific to the TAs. And right over to this one. This one's in Hemi orange or citrus. These were fiberglass hoods. Kind of notorious for having a little bit of a buckle to them. They did have special springs on the hinges to make it a little less stressed on the fiberglass hood versus the steel. You can see the air intake, fully functional. Rubber seals to the hood, cold air in. The hose there is a water drain, because obviously rainwater is going to get in there. So it's got to get somewhere to go so it doesn't puddle in the base of the air cleaner. The specific TA exhaust, I don't know if we could see it through the mirror, probably not. The inlet and outlet for the muffler were both at the front of the muffler. It came in the inner portion towards the drive shaft, exited out the front, and then came out in front of the wheel through that pipe. They also were the first cars that had smaller tires in the front, the 6015s, and larger tires in the rear, the G6015s. There's the pipe again. Houndstooth interior. I've always kind of dug that. It was 1 year only, the 346 pack or 6 barrel, and only available in the Challenger TAs. Very cool seeing 2 of them side by side. 1970 GTO Judge Survivor. This one is showing its battle scars. Interesting color combination. I guess I don't know that I've ever seen green with this particular color stripe, but this one, let me show the window sticker so you can kind of freeze frame it, see the information on it. But it is a Ram Air 3 car. Take a look at that. It doesn't say what the miles are on it, but I can't imagine it's much. And let's kind of look at how the stripes are. I guess you'd call that checking or cracking. Judge emblem's a little faded. Getting the right reflection, and you can kind of see the imperfections in the paint. That's all real. That's age. That's not even, you talk about patina. It's not patina. It's just the wear and tear. A little oil buildup on the motor. The air cleaner seal's getting a little dry rotted. This is really neat. Imperfections in the peak of the hood. The beak, it's a little faded. This is really cool. It just amazes me that a car like this could make it through all the phases of the muscle car rage and not get restored to within an inch of its life. Just history here. Pure history. Neat car. Found a beautiful 71 340 Demon. Plumb crazy.
So like right after 1970.
Standard 344 barrel. So it's got a few, and it's got a Edelbrock intake on it probably. Yeah, you can see underneath there it's got, I'm gonna guess that's a Brawler modern carburetor. But it presents itself as stock. No harm, no foul. Look down, it's got the body length stripe. And just for educational purposes, and this is nothing new I'm revealing, but 71 and 72 Demons. 71's got the split grille. 71's got the individually styled side marker lights, and 72 they went to a more rectangular, used on every vehicle side marker. That's a way to distinguish the 71 from the 72. So it's got the going on the back of it. The name Demon was kind of what ended these things after 2 model years. As I've mentioned in the past, the religious community put pressure on them. They didn't like the name Demon. So the A-body Dodge became the Dart Sport in 73. And that ran 73, 74, 75, and 76. This one looks, it's got power steering. It's got power brakes. It's manual, 4-speed, got the tough wheel. It's got the rally dash, the gauge pods. They do have their documentation with the broadcast sheet. Nice white and black interior. They're good cars. Car needs no introduction. 70 Superbird. This one's got 21,000 original miles. Listed as a survivor. From what I can see, I'd agree with that. It's obviously been detailed within an inch of its life. But the engine, pretty honest, I absolutely do not ever remember seeing paint marks on the valve cover. Interesting. But you can see it's untouched. The radiator's kind of worn out. You can see the fade in the edges of the fender well. Kind of mismatched. People tend to forget, these were assembly line cars to some degree. So there wasn't a whole lot of care about making these things perfect. They just had to get them down the road. Especially these, because this again was a homologation vehicle. You sell X amount of them to the public so they can make them legal for NASCAR. It is considered a roadrunner with the Superbird option. When they talked to the guys that actually raced these things, they said it wasn't even so much about the wing creating downforce as it was about the stabilization that the side of the wing would give them going through the corners at 200 miles an hour. It kind of kept the car in track, I guess you'd say. You can kind of see what they did to the window plug in the back that was for aerodynamic purposes. And the creative things they had to do to kind of smooth out the sheet metal in the body. So every one of these that went out to the public had a vinyl top on it to save them the hassle of really cleaning up the bodywork. You just covered everything up. And this one again, this is a 4-speed car. Nicely done. Like I said, they say it's a Survivor, so I don't know how much of this is original, but you know, in theory, a lot of it should be. But yeah, these aren't hard to find. You know, they show up everywhere. They are always big dollar cars, but yeah, they're still cool to see. (1971) Hemi Cuda convertible. It's an automatic car. This is one of 5 automatics. We make the rest of them 4-speeds. And I believe there were only 14 of these built for the United States, and a handful to Canada, 3 or 4, and I think 2 exported to France. These are probably still multi-million-dollar cars. For a while, they were going for like 3.5. I think were some of the bigger numbers that I ever saw. I think with the Winchester Gray French one that I saw a few years ago, they were hoping to get 4 or 4.5, but I don't believe it sold at that time. Get a look inside. Yeah, automatic, and it's on the column. Bucket seats, but no console. That's odd. I suppose probably if you boil it down to that, this is probably one of one. I think most of them came with a console if they were an automatic, the slapstick shifter. It's got the Hemi billboard stripe on it. Steel wheels, dog dish hubcaps. Get a look under the hood. And the shaker air cleaner does cover up a ton. Placard. Come around the other side. Really, really nice. Not gonna lie, I don't know diddly about Ferraris, but this is a 73 Ferrari 365 GTB4 Daytona. Apparently they only built like just under 1,300 of these things from 68 to 73, and this one's as found. Caught my eye was the kind of weirdo. I'm trying to get in here to see this. Let me come around the other side because the sun's shining right through the back of this. Check out the wheels on this. They're like Ferrari mini spares on there with knockoffs. But it's very much an unrestored car. I'm going to assume it's going to stay like this because, you know, when's the last time you saw a rare unrestored Ferrari? So they got a bungee cord holding the door shut inside there. Very cool. Very cool. Another example of cars that you never thought you'd see in person here at the Kissimmee auction for Mecum. This is a real Grumpy Jenkins, the 1978 Chevy Monza Grumpy's Toy 14. Don't know much about this car, but I completely understand what the significance is of this thing. Mopar had Sox and Martin, Ford had Dino Don, and Chevrolet had Bill Grumpy Jenkins. Absolute master. The early days of Pro Stock. He is the one, I'm gonna say it, you know, being a Mopar guy, he put Sox and Martin on the trailer when he came out with his small block Vega in 70, I'm gonna say 72. This obviously is not that car, it's a 78 Monza, and it is a big block car, but no less significant nonetheless. You know, how original the engine is, I do not know. I'm seeing Brodix heads on it. I don't believe you would have had Brodix heads in 78. Kind of diagonally mounted Hollies. This is neat. This is really neat. Kind of get a shot here. They do have a letter of authenticity on the dash, some pictures of it. Pictures of it back in the day. This one sold for no reserve. I don't know that it's gone yet. It'll be interesting to see what this sells for if it hasn't gone across the block yet. Get a look at that. Look at the interior. I'm gonna. Oh my God! Is the store light? There is some awesome stuff in here. I don't even know where to start. Look at that. This is cool. I mean, obviously I can't in video. You can just feel how light this door is. I was afraid to touch it. Look at the wing. I don't remember ever seeing anything like this used back then. But obviously the back of this car, without that wing, created zero downforce. That is wild. That's cool. Pretty neat. That is history right there. Example of things that you didn't know existed. This is a 1974 Rolls Royce. Oh, it's windy. It's right on the end here, so this audio is going to suck. This thing is pro streeted. Look at this. Oh my God. Check this out. This is horrible in the greatest way ever. Oh, that's fantastic. It's a 74 Silver Shadow. Oh, here's what it looked like when he started. Yeah, there you go. And the frame. Oh, this is so cool. So dumb. So dumb. Oh, it's got the flying lady on there. You get inside, look at it, the pipes coming out the fenders. It's got a Lenko in it. There's a bottle. Oh, look at this. Can you see that? It's got a bottle of champagne in the glasses. Oh, that's so stupid. Oh, you can't see it. This sucks. You can't see inside. This is, I would pay solid money to see this thing take a hit down the, oh my God, can you imagine this thing pulling up to the line next to you? How fantastic. Let's get back a ways. That is, oh, what a horrible idea. I don't know who owns this, but thank God you did what you did. This is magnificent. Found a cool 74 42. I don't know that I've ever seen one in orange. I have no idea what Oldsmobile called their orange or if this is the original color. 442W30. I believe that added some sort of a suspension package, handling package. Get a look at this. I know the 442 designates, it changed, the designation changes over the years. Yeah, I believe it was like 400 cubic inch, 4-speed, dual exhaust. In 70 it's a 455, so I don't really remember exactly what the designation changed to, because it always had a specific significance to the 442. But this one does say it's a 4-speed. Oh man, it gets really dark in here. And the air intake was functional. Take a look if this is sold. So apparently I'm not supposed to open doors on sold cars. I don't think these are sold yet, so I'll take my shot. Yeah, as expected. Very nice interior. Manual roll-up windows and manual wing windows. I will once again state, bring back wing windows. We loved them as a kid. We would love to have them now as adults. Alright, as my appreciation of wagons from the muscle car era grow, found this 71 Pontiac Le Mans Safari wagon. 3 build sheets on this thing. This thing is absolutely optioned out. The 455, the thing that caught my eye, and it is listed on here, came with a factory hood tack. You barely see those. This guy put it on a wagon, and he optioned out for the wood grain. I guess if there would be a Pontiac version of a muscle wagon, this would be it. Big block trailer hitch. Says it's got about 18,000 original miles. It's got the dual stripe white walls. And the original interior. Power windows, manual wing window, power locks. Once again, bring back wing windows. We want them. It's got a tilt column. It's got AM, FM radio, air conditioning. It's got a cassette player, pedal dress up, roof rack, and as I stated before, hood tack. Well done, whoever bought this originally. Well done. Here we have a 1964 R-Code Galaxy 500 XL. It says it's a rotisserie restoration. As Mike said, that's a lot of red. It is a lot of red. These are factory drag program cars. You get the teardrop hood scoop, which was about relieving underhood air pressure and probably heat, not pulling in air. Let me get you the shot of that. You see the details on it. The air intakes on these were actually through the high beam inlets for the headlights that are no longer there. I don't know if I dare open the hood on this. I'll let you take a look at it. Yeah, what the hell. Let's see if I can open the hood on it. It is updated to some degree. It's got an MSD ignition on it, but you can see the air intakes here to the dual quad 427. This is quite the bad boy. It is a fiberglass hood. You can see these also have the light springs in the hinges. And this is a factory lightweight from Ford. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now, while Mikey geeks out on the Citroen that he found, because Mikey likes weird things, found a Shelby GT500 convertible here. here to the placard, see what the story is on this one. Look at that. Yep. 428 says police interceptor. It seemed like everybody had a police interceptor version of their engine. And I don't know exactly what that means in the Ford line, but 428 single carb, registered or listed as a Cobra. That's cool. Definitely like the dress-up package on the engine that they used. It's an automatic. Kind of a nice, I don't know if you call it like a tawny gold. The Shelby taillights, deck spoiler, side scoops. Better look at the interior. Very nice looking car. Pretty neat. Yeah, you see a lot of kit cars, but this is a real deal. Shelby Cobra 427. Actually has Shelby's autograph on it. $427 specific.
That's a 428
Cobra carb. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Another multi-million-dollar car. '69 Chevelle SS 396. Fantastic color combination. Black, the red interior, automatic. You got a nice little vintage gauge pack down there hanging under the dash. Looks really nice with the Krieger SS's. You know, they're the modern flat spoke SS's. They're a little not quite as, obviously not the vintage style, but it works. It works. No harm, no foul. It's available now. Very nicely done. Looks really good with the red stripe down the side. Just a killer color combination. Neat. Very cool. Come across my first Boss 9, 69 Mustang Boss 429. The semi-Hemi. That is just a beautiful motor. Absolutely fills up the engine bay. Like a super cooling, or however they, maybe track pack, whatever they call this with the oil cooler. Nice, straight, black car. It's a 4-speed. Let's look inside. Yeah. Functional hood scoop. Can't go to Mecum without giving the underappreciated fork truck a little love. Amongst all these cars doing all the hard work. No appreciation. Just gonna give it a little love. Alright, 65 Chevys those will always have kind of a spot in my heart. One of my mom's first cars was a 65 Biscayne. This one is a 65 Impala. It's a straight six car with, yeah, you can see it on the windshield there. 4,500 original miles. One owner, original paint, original interior, original tires. Pretty cool. And it's got a little headlight, eyebrow, add-ons. Original white wall tires, Silverstones or Silvertowns. You look inside, seat protectors. Huge steering wheel. Kind of swing back here. I don't understand how that happens. How do you only put 4,500 miles on what essentially was, I don't want to say entry level, but you know, with a straight six in it? I'm guessing it's probably a Power Glide if it's a straight six. Yeah, Power Glide. Original paint. You know, I'm sure it's been polished or wet sanded within an inch of its life. If you look at it close, and I don't know if it shows up on here, but you can see it's original. Neat car. Neat car. How about a 61 Impala Bubble Top Pro Street? We heard this thing fire up and run out of the place. Look at all that plumbing. Beautiful paint. Real deal interior, roll cage. Not that anybody, I think, is probably going to run this thing down the track. But I'm sure it is certified. And I get a close-up on this. All the chrome work you're seeing, that's all airbrushed. That is all airbrush work down the side of this thing. Absolute artwork. Absolute artwork. And we've just come into what is called the room. Every year there's a specific collection of certain cars. This is all Yenkos. A neat display. And like a model car rack of parts. I'm guessing these are the original parts that were cut off and taken off of this Yenko Camaro when it was restored. Neat idea of something to do with your leftover stuff. Looks like they are maybe trying to have one of every color. Kind of a neat setup. There's all Camaros, but there's one Nova over here in the corner. Kind of come around. Looks like these are all cars from one man's collection. Here's the Nova. Come on the back side of it here. Kind of neat to see them all in one place. That is for sure. on the list of cars that I never thought I'd see in person. I didn't even know this thing was still out there somewhere. This is from the movie Cannonball. David Carradine's character drove this. Again, another cheesy movie. It's a 74 Trans Am Super Duty. Unrestored. Showing all its battle scars. It's got a tow strap on it, so apparently it doesn't run. Some reinforcements. You kind of get a close-up of the condition of the paint on this thing, as to be expected. Worn out. Get a look inside. Four-speed manual. Survivor, I guess you would call this. Like I said, I mean, not at the top of my list of movie cars, but it's cool to see it in person. I guess this might be kind of the equivalent of a B-movie version of the Bullet Mustang. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. 71 Charger RT. It is a V-Code 446 pack air grabber car. White and black stripes, vinyl top, as you can see. Very nicely restored. Again, there's the underhood workings of the air grabber setup. Vacuum diaphragm, you can see the lines that run down. The control in the dash. This one's got hideaway headlights. Polyglass GTs. Sport mirrors. Factory slapstick, tough wheel. Don't know that that's original interior. I guess I don't remember that color combination, but again, I might be wrong. You're looking here down under the dash. You can see the control for the air grabber. Rally dash, 150 speedo, tack. AM radio. Nice car. I don't know where they're going. I'm not sure where to start with this because it's not really something I normally would probably be that interested in, but it's pretty interesting. This is, I guess, artwork. This is a was built from like salvaged gullwing parts. You're getting close here to what this really is. It's like a sculpture. I guess how do you describe this other than it's really cool? I mean, everything, the bumpers, the tires, wheels and rims. From what I can see, I don't know if these are parts that were cast off of real engine parts. It is really neat. Getting close. It says it took 6 months and 1,800 hours, 1,800 man hours to create this. It's really impressive. step back a little bit here. Neat.
Some of the finest and in many cases the most rare and valuable cars on the planet. Let's take a closer look, starting with the Ernst collection. Decades of contiguous experience buying this Winco heavy assembly, highlighted by the 1969 Winco Camaro Pro.
Couple more cool Mopars. Got a 70 Roadrunner in plum crazy purple. It's got the dust trail stripe on it. It is a Hemi car. Get a look at that. Manual brakes but power steering. You can see the inner workings of their air grabber hood scoop with the vacuum can. There was a control on the dash to turn that on or turn that off. It's got the Roadrunner meat horn. I think I might have mentioned the dust trail Roadrunner stripe. Goes all the way down the side of the car. Dog dish hubcaps, my favorite, on steel wheels. Wing windows, bring back wing windows. We all want wing windows. And next to it, 70 Challenger RT. With the gull wing on the back. It is a gator grain vinyl top. Longitudinal stripe. Got kind of a weird burnt orange interior. You really don't see a whole lot of, and it is a pistol grip 4-speed. Shaker hood, 446 pack. The Argent scoop. Power steering, power brakes. Nice pair of cars. All right, I am a self-proclaimed idiot. I forgot to do a closer when we were done at Mecum yesterday. I'd just like to say thanks to my buddy Mike for going with me. We've known each other for 30, 35 years. It is always great to see him. Great to catch up. If you look over my shoulder and you get a little indication of what one of my next videos is going to be. But for today, thanks for tuning in. Hope you saw something you liked, maybe some things you didn't know about. If you could hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, leave me a comment, let you know what you think. So until next time, later.